What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we're here for another Manchester City transfer update, number 22. Like normal, before we get on with the video though, if you could subscribe to my channel, support my channel. We're aiming for 1,000 subscribers, so if you're liking the content, you're liking the transfer updates, daily transfer updates, then subscribe, notifications on. We've got to crack on with the video. We've got a fair few ins. Just wanted to mention also that, sorry I didn't do a video yesterday. I only had about 2 bits of news. I didn't really want to get a video out there. I thought there'll be more news progressing over the next 24 hours. Gives me more to talk about. I don't always want to keep putting out videos every single day, repeating the same things, video after video, basically. I'm waiting for new news or new developments. Once I've got that, the videos will go out. Normally daily, but every now and then they won't be, particularly on weekends. Things tend to be a little bit slower then. But on the in, so first up, we've been linked with a new player. So this is Sao Paulo defender Eder Militao. Now I presume that's how you say his name. Militao, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, Gazzetta dello Sport in Italy, they're saying that Inter Milan face serious interest from Manchester City for the Sao Paulo defender. Been doing my digging on him. He's a 20-year-old right back. He's from Brazil. He's versatile. He can play at centre back. He can also play at defensive midfield. He reminds me a lot of Danilo. Manchester City, I don't think are after a right back. They're not after a centre back, I don't think either. So where he fits in at Manchester City, I don't know. However, we do have a habit when we sign these Brazilian young players that we leave them at Brazil, like we did Jesus, and they won't join Man City till January. However, I don't see Man City going for that one because I don't see us getting rid of Danilo either this summer or in January. Next summer, more possible. I doubt it still. I reckon he'll probably do at least a couple more years at Man City, which means we're probably not after a player. This player though, the 20-year-old, he does suit this. So Eder Militao, he does suit this, but I don't see it personally, in my opinion. I feel like Man City's name are being chucked in there because Inter Milan are very serious in signing him, so they want in their extra couple of £1 million. I think that's where this is probably coming from. But if there's any developments, I'll keep an eye on that one. It is interesting. I do like when we get linked with these South American wonder kids. It's always interesting. We're going to move on. We're going to go on to Riyad Mahrez. The latest development coming from Alan Nixon on Twitter says that Man City are close to the agreement. My understanding is that everything's close with this Riyad Mahrez deal. Just little hiccups, like the Jorginho, just little bits. Apart from Jorginho tends to be one specific thing. Mahrez just goes from one little niggly thing to another. This time it's Riyad Mahrez wants a payment from Leicester to leave Leicester. Fernandinho comes to mind when this is mentioned. I seem to remember that Fernandinho had something similar in his contract, and Fernandinho, I seem to remember, did he forget it or did he pay it out himself so he could join Man City and it'd be done quicker? But yeah, this is what's holding up the Leicester deal. I presume, I don't fully understand this, but I presume the way it's going is that they'll be wanting more money from Man City at the end of the day, because that's normally how these things work. But it'd be interesting to see if Riyad Mahrez wants his money or not, or whether Riyad Mahrez cuts it short and says, no, I want to go to Man City, forget that. It'd be interesting to see if that happens. At the moment, it doesn't seem like it is, and things just continue to drag on, which is very interesting because we're getting linked again with Kylian Mbappe. Now, I don't see us signing Riyad Mahrez and Kylian Mbappe, and if Mbappe comes available, I feel like this Mahrez transfer might be put on the back burner, because let's face it, if you're putting a choice between Riyad Mahrez or Kylian Mbappe in your team, you're going to take the younger player, Mbappe, who's experienced in the Champions League and is a world-class player. So, yeah, I'm not too sure why Riyad Mahrez is delaying his own deal there, but there we go. More ins this time. This time it's coming from the form of Raphael Leo. Now, I've mentioned him quite a lot because I've sensed things happening now. I knew that Benfica were after him. His agent then came out and said that Benfica haven't made an offer, which meant that Manchester City were now interested, and the Sunday Times are now reporting that interest has gone from being interest to Man City offering personal terms. Now, if he's willing to listen to Manchester City and he's interested in the transfer and he goes and talks to Man City about personal terms, we don't have to talk with the club, we don't have to negotiate these all kinds of fees. Man City will leave a goodwill gesture, but so this could end up being Man City's first signing. How incredible is that? We're keeping an eye on developments though. I'm expecting that we might have news within the next 24 or 48 hours. He's an attacker, 19 years old, Portugal under-21 international. Things could be getting quite heated there. I understand that several other clubs in Europe are also after him, so we'll wait and see. But Man City apparently have got the personal terms there ready. Things are getting hot and hot. Next up, it's a new player that we've been linked with, and he's called Azani. Now, I have no idea about him. I've never heard of him up till yesterday. I saw us get linked. I did some research on him. And he's quite an interesting player. Have a listen to this. So Manchester City, this is according to the Sunday Times in Australia. So I didn't even know Sunday Times were in Australia. Apparently they are. Now Manchester City want to sign Daniel Arzani from Melbourne City. They're in the CFG, they're in the City Football Group. Makes negotiations very simple for us. He's a 19-year-old, he's that tooted wonder kid from Australia. And City want to keep him in the City Football Group, as you would expect. The plan is for Manchester City to sign him and then loan him possibly to NAC Breda. You'd think him or Girona would be two logical choices. Now, complicating the deal is Juventus, Benfica, Leverkusen, and a couple more German clubs are also after him. He's expected to cost an A-League, that's Australia's league, record, listen to this, £1.2 million. Now, that's not going to break the bank for Manchester City. Could we be looking at a new Moy, or could Man City actually see a potential in him? Very interesting. I did my research. He's an attacking midfielder / winger. Reminds me a lot of Patrick Roberts in that aspect of where he plays. Now, he's an Australian international. He is at the World Cup, so Australia's got one more game, so pay attention to that game because he might be there. He's the young Aussie, though. He's managed to make 4 appearances for Australia. He's gone to the World Cup, and he has made an appearance. The youngest ever Australian to make an appearance at the World Cup. So he sounds promising. He sounds like he's got a lot of potential. He sounds like he's got a bright future ahead of him. Man City have come in from their interest at Melbourne City. He's had a very impressive season over in Australia. Manchester City are now interested in loaning him out to other clubs in the CFG and trying to work on him there. Very interesting. We'll keep an eye on that one. It is a realistic transfer again. So these Jorginho and Mahrez deals are getting put on the back burner, and these younger players are now stepping forward. Do we count them towards our overall transfers or not? I kind of do, and we'll keep it's dead interesting. But we have news on the outs, and because of that Arzani thing, Girona have stepped up their interest in Brahim Diaz. Now, sources in Spain and close to Girona say that they want Brahim Diaz on a season-long loan, and apparently Pep is happy to loan him out because he'll be going to a top league. That's his quotes, apparently. Now, I couldn't imagine Pep Guardiola saying such words. It doesn't really match with the philosophy that Pep has of keeping his youngsters at Manchester City, training them around the first team players, training them around world-class players, and training them at the best facilities in the world. So it makes sense to keep him there, but if he's interested in sending him out on loan, then he's probably going to do it to a club that he trusts. Girona in La Liga, let's not forget, he'll be very interested in that and he'll trust him. So where does that leave Brahim Diaz? Are we going to see him at Man City? Is his time going to be limited at Manchester City? Do you think a move to Girona for the season would be good for him? I have no problem with him going to Girona as long as he is playing and he is starting games and getting a regular 30 to 40 games per season in all competitions. I have no problem if that happens. It worked wonders for a player like Pablo Maffeo, but I'm just worried that a couple of our youngsters didn't really get utilised at Girona, and I felt like our players were more utilised at NAC Breda than they were at Girona. But if Pep wants them at the top league, I'll put my trust in Pep, whether he has said them words is another matter though. So there's been the transfer update, dead interesting. So we've got a couple of players that might be closing in on a move, including Leo and Arzani, and we might be getting rid of Brahim Diaz. Things move fast over the weekend, don't they? So I'll be keeping an eye out for them for you, and I'll be putting them on my next transfer update if and when we do get them updates. I'm expecting more news over the next 24 hours. We will probably have a Jorginho update for tomorrow too. I know everyone's sick of that deal. Me too, but I'm hoping that things will start getting closed out. DiMarzio still saying that deal extremely close and that fee is still agreed. English press saying otherwise. We'll keep an eye on that one. But that's been the video. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a big thumbs up. Let me know what you think of that Brahim Diaz transfer in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We're aiming for 1,000 subscribers and I'd like to hit it soon because I'm really enjoying these Manchester City videos. We've got daily Manchester City transfer updates, so I'll have number 23 up for you tomorrow. But don't forget to check out my social media if you want to keep up to date with everything. I retweet where I get my sources from. I put all my opinions and everything on Twitter, so you've got to go and follow me on there. We're nearly at 100 followers too, so go and follow me on there if you wish. The link to that is in the description below, along with my Instagram if you're interested in stuff that I do outside of these football things. I put up all kinds of pictures and things that I'm doing. If you want to keep up to date on me there, again, link to that in the description below, along with my email. If you have any business enquiries, you can hit me up on that. There we go. Second channel, Brothers Partner channel. Leave the links to them at the end of the video. Like and subscribe over there, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. It's been JSGC. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace. Ciao for now.